Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Pure Finesse Podcast coming to you live again. For the first time in a while, me and Malcolm are going to be bringing the weekly recaps back. Long time no see, eh?
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know how long, maybe over a month now.
Oh, more than that for sure.
Yeah, since we've had
The
one.
NFL has been kind of keeping us underground for a couple of since September. So it's
Yeah,
with the NFL only having a week left to go, I think it's than more than long overdue that we get to the rest of the sports. Because you know
yep.
what?
There's
Everything's
a,
back now. It's just not the NFL.
exactly. I love it.
But it is obviously Boxing Day. How was your Christmas, my friend?
Oh, it was amazing. Few sports gifts I got were like my brother got me an Allen Iverson jersey. I got a Brendan Gallagher jersey. I got a little hoop basketball thing in the basement, so that's pretty fun. What did you get?
So would you not make the argument that Allen Iverson is probably the best player to never win a title?
I always think about that. Yes, especially in basketball, he's arguably one of the best to never win the title. I put John Stockton up there too, obviously with Utah, but AI just a talent that he had and the scoring ability that he had, and he never won a title. He got to the finals a couple times, but he was outshined by a few star players.
Hey, everyone, and the only thing that's remembered of that finals against the Lakers and Sixers was AI stepping over Tyronn Lue.
Over Ty Lue. That's iconic. And he did that in the finals. He stepped over somebody. He's a
Exactly,
different.
right? So like really no one remembers who won that NBA finals, but
Yeah.
everyone remembers the step over.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we kind of got a rude awakening with the snow, because White Christmas, I know it's really
You guys did. I didn't get that.
stereotypical, but yeah, like I don't think the plows got the memo this morning because it's pretty icy.
Didn't you have to shovel quite a bit today?
Yeah, it's real fun. I love being Canadian on Christmas. It's real nice. And wouldn't mind, sitting back, relaxing, sunglasses on, sunburned all over my face with a pina colada in my hand on a beach. That just screams
That sounds
Christmas.
like the dream. That's the dream
That
right
just screams Christmas.
there.
That's like the dream. Nice. Nice. Good one. Good one. But yeah, so December 25th was the start of the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship in Edmonton. A lot of, a lot of Canadians at least, yeah, look
Let's go.
forward to the World Juniors every year, every holiday season.
Yes, sir.
It's really big, at least here in Canada. Hopefully, it's as big as everywhere else around the world. But who are you most looking forward to seeing this tournament?
I have a couple names. Obviously, one that I want to talk about is on drafted by the Montreal Canadiens is Cole Caulfield on Team USA, and everyone talks about how small this guy is, but he has the deadly shot. And USA, I don't know, I don't know how good I expect them to be because we
Well,
know,
after their showing on Christmas,
yeah, exactly. We know they lost to Russia yesterday,
Spencer
and
Knight,
it is Russia. It is.
Spencer Knight,
Pardon?
Spencer Knight,
Spencer Knight, yeah,
the best goalie in the World Juniors.
5 goals. I don't know, but it's only the first game. I think the USA that was their toughest matchup, honestly, because Russia's
Well, that Group B is just stacked.
compared
The
to
Swedes,
yeah,
the Czechs, I want to say,
yeah,
the States, and Russia.
yeah, and then I think Canada's toughest
Austria
opposition.
is the fifth.
It's Canada's would be Finland is their toughest
Canada,
opposition,
yeah, Canada, Finland, Slovakia,
and Germany.
Germany,
Yeah,
and one other team I can't think of, but they'll come to
we
me.
probably
They'll
just
come
can't
to me
think.
later.
Yeah, but yeah, back to Caulfield. I'm excited to see what he can do. Obviously, being a Sens fan, like a kind of a Sens fan, I'm excited for Tim Strudel to
Stutzla,
to see how he does. With Germany yesterday, he got a goal and an assist in the loss against Finland.
with 14 skaters.
Yeah, with 14 skaters. So because of COVID, they had a few guys down. But those are like, I'd say the two biggest guys that I'm looking like to watch. This World Juniors. How about yourself?
Yeah. The other stud on Germany is JD Paterka. I don't know a whole lot of
Mm,
people know about that name, but it's him and Stutzla
yeah,
that are going to carry that team for as far as they want to go. But interesting note, there is no relegation for this year. So that's a
really.
nice little plus for the Austrian and German teams because, they're going to have a hard time making it out of their groups. But Canada, loaded team, especially this year with NHL not
Always.
coming back until the 13th. But your boy, the captain, Kirby Doc, everyone was looking really forward to seeing him tear it up
Yeah,
for the tournament with a ungodly broken wrist. I can't even show you how bad it is because it's just
yeah. I
anyway.
still haven't seen it. I don't want to see it. I think after
Exactly.
you
But
telling me.
the guy that they didn't play for the pre-tournament game, Phil Tomasino, just
Yeah,
to put in perspective how good this Canadian team is, He had 100 points last year in 60 games, and he sat. So it's going to be one heck of a team for Team Canada. But yeah, back to the states. Like you
Yeah,
said, goal Caulfield. Jake Sanderson, third overall pick by the or fifth overall pick by the Sens.
yeah,
He's gonna
he's
have some.
good.
He's gonna be ridiculously good. Trevor Zegras, you know that name from last year, and Alex Turcotte
Yeah,
gonna be really good. Sweden still got the 52 game winning streak in the round
yeah,
robin, and I think that's going to
53
hold because
now.
they're at 5-1 right now.
Yeah,
Lucas Raymond, Alex Holtz will be the stars of that team, and Daniel Alfredson was supposed to coach, which would have been
really?
unbelievable, but COVID protocols didn't make that happen. But yeah, like you said, you know who's coaching the Russian team?
Who is that?
Mr. Igor Larionov.
Jeez, man.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable player back in the 80s and 90s. But
Yeah,
Leafs fans, if you're looking for some other people to watch, it's Rodion Amirov from Russia, the first round pick. I was skeptical. Of the pick, but he had one heck of a game against the United States of America last night. He was flying all over the ice, killing penalties, and he's got a letter. So, nice little plus for the Christmas season. So, with that being said, who do you think is going to give Canada the best run for their money? Because without a doubt, they're the favorites.
I 100% think Canada's the favorites. I think that every year, obviously because you're Canadian, but this year I think it's actually true. A lot of people would say so, and I'd say Russia would be the toughest team for Canada to face this year. A lot of people predicting. I'm watching TSN like Craig Button predicting that they're going to face off against each other in the finals. Um, I think Sweden's always a team that you have to look out for because they're consistently good, but they just can't get past. They can't get to those medal rounds and win consistently. They're amazing. We know this in the round robins. They don't lose, but they have to get past these games in the final in the playoffs. So I think it's going to be Russia.
Yeah. They probably have the best well-rounded team besides Canada. Their goaltender, Yaroslav Askarov,
Mm-hmm.
right-handed catch, so you barely see that. I'm sure you know,
Yep.
Mr. Goaltender.
Yep.
6'4" at 18, 19 years of age is
Huge.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Didn't have the tournament he wanted to have last year. Looked real shaky in net,
Yeah. I
but
remember that.
he's played unbelievable on the KHL. 4-3 record, but the goals against average is unbelievable at .96.
Oh, like
So he's
anything
gonna
below 2.5 is good. That's
and he's an
amazing.
18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So he's going to be probably the best goaltender of the tournament,
Yeah.
without a question.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
Spencer Knight.
yeah, unfortunately, Spencer Knight. But I love to see anyone but the Americans succeed low key. We're gonna talk about the
Yeah.
NBA. Yay. We're gonna talk about the NBA. We had a bit of drama in the beginning, right from the start. James Harden being James Harden, a diva. Uh, he went to a strip club without a mask, and then the first game against OKC and Houston did not have enough players, so that game had to be postponed because of people quarantining and because of James Harden's actions. And he was only fined. Adam Silver only saying,
40,000
yeah, I think it was something around there.
because it was Christmas.
It's Christmas and it's a first time offense. So I'm like, okay, but it's gonna happen again. So maybe some harsher
Hey, you
penalties.
know what the number one rule is of those places?
What's that?
Bring your sandwich because the food's terrible.
Yeah, that's true. The food is awful there. But would you know? But yeah, like we said, this Rockets were severely undermanned to start the season off, so they cannot even
Have
play
they
their.
played a game yet?
I don't think they have. No, I don't think they've played a game. Yeah, no, they have not
Playing
played a
tonight?
game. I think they play tonight. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh
Still
yeah,
excited to see John Wall and Boogie Cousins play though. So
yeah. Those are the guys like the and Christian Wood. I'm excited to see play too with Houston.
overrated.
Okay, you can think that I'm excited to see him play. But we'll hopefully Houston will not have any more situations like this early on in the season. James Wiseman is having a hot start to his rookie year. He in his first two games is averaging 18.5 points per game, 7 boards, and he's 50% from the field, and astonishingly 80% from the 3-point
Small
line.
sample size, but
Yeah, small sample size, but to start off in your first two games, that's not too bad. Like Steph Curry, he's playing some games. He was 2 of 10 in his last game from three. He's not there quite yet, but it's going to take some time for a lot of these guys to get back into the rhythm. But what
oh
do you
yeah.
think of James Wiseman?
Well, he's a rook and he got the first start of the year at center. So I mean, I think
Yeah,
he might push James or Draymond Green out of the frame there in Golden State. Although he's
yeah,
probably gonna be the starting power forward. But I didn't know Draymond Green averaged under 10 points per game last year.
He averaged under 10 points.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and he's talked like one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, and that's what happens when your two best guys go down and you don't
Exactly
have.
right. True colors show.
Yeah,
But yeah, like
exactly.
James Wiseman, if you're shooting 80% from three and you're over 7 feet, good luck guarding him, man.
Yeah, that's
Good luck
impossible.
guarding him.
There's yeah. Another guy I think is that it's impossible to guard is Kevin Durant. And him playing against the Boston Celtics yesterday, I was watching. It was like, what else could you do? Tristan Thompson,
Vintage Kevin
exact.
Durant.
It was vintage Kevin Durant. Tristan Thompson's in his face, completely in his face. Katie's like, I don't care, just puts it in. Kyrie, we know, had a great game. So the rest of the
Keep
team,
burning that sage, baby.
yeah, the Nets are playing really good right now. Kyrie, yeah, burning that sage. I don't know what's going on with him. He's always been
Exercise the demons.
this guy. I don't know. He's trying to sage the court. He's a flat earther. I don't know what to believe with this
He's
guy.
a flat earther.
This guy believes the world's flat. But yeah, you can't argue that he's playing amazing. He dropped 37 points, and the rest of the team's playing amazing too. KD 25.5 points per game. The Nets blew out the Warriors by 26 in the opening night, and they won by 28 against Boston. I was watching a majority of that game, and I got kind of busy with Christmas stuff, but they were close for a lot of the game. And then I checked my phone. I'm like, why did Brooklyn just pull away? Like they started pulling away and they blew both teams out. So I don't know.
I think Golden State has the record now for the worst point differential for the first two games at 68.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a hot start for Steve Kerr and Golden State.
Mm.
But I forgot to mention this. Do you want to talk about the reincarnation of Kobe?
Oh, Jason Tatum?
I was waiting for that. Yes, Jason. Oh, Jason Tatum. Yes.
Jason Tatum? Yeah, he is the reincarnation of Kobe. Do you see what he's doing? Do you see? I want to talk about I know we didn't really get to talk about this on the podcast, is the first game where it was Boston against Milwaukee and Jason Tatum shooting over Giannis, banking, and then hopefully he called bank. Hopefully. I don't know. But then going down the other side with zero point 0.4 seconds left, they inbound it, foul on Giannis. They're down by 2. Giannis hits it, the first free throw. I'm screaming at my computer, brick, 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 waving my magic fingers. And what do you know? Giannis bricks the shot. And I just believe that he's not a clutch performer, in my opinion.
So do you remember in first year we were watching that game? I would want to say it was the Lakers, like the first year LeBron was in the Lakers. And they played the Celtics.
And Rondo scored.
Rondo, yeah.
I remember that game. Don't worry.
Yep. You better believe
I
it, sir.
freaked out. I was like, "Are you kidding?" I was listening on like the radio or something. I'm like, "Are you?"
It was on my computer.
Oh, was it on your computer?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was just audio for whatever reason.
Yeah, and I was just like trying to listen. I'm like, "Are you kidding? Like, did he really just do that?"
Happened. Yeah.
Oh my
I think I
god.
got the video saved of that.
It's fine. I think it's fine. I don't want to see it.
NBA champion Rajon Rondo of your 2020 LA Lakers. But we're going to move to the NFL for the quick couple game actions we've had over the last couple of days. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have clinched a playoff spot by absolutely throttling the Detroit Lions 47-7. Not even a contest from the get-go. Tom Brady had 348 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 29 fantasy points in a half.
In a half. Can we just think about that? In a half. He had a perfect passer rating. In a half. Like, he put up a full game stats. In a half.
On God, fam. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable performance. Turning back the clock for TB12. But Rob Gronkowski also had a nice game. 2 receptions, 58 yards, and 2 scores for 19 fantasy points. So you can think, who was the backup quarterback for Tampa Bay?
Blaine Gabbert.
Oh, Mr. Jacksonville Jaguar himself, Blaine Gabbert, throwing one to Gronk for a nice score to start off the second half. And Mike Evans, oh boy, did he have a good day. 10 receptions, 181 yards, and 2 touchdowns for just a measly 40 fantasy points. So, yeah. And Chris Godwin snatched one out of the air for a nice touchdown as well.
Nasty.
If you didn't have on your bench like myself, you got screwed. But on Christmas Day, it was nice to have some Christmas Day football. Alvin Kamara gave everybody Christmas Day gifts who had him on the fantasy team with a 6 touchdown performance, which is tied for the NFL record. And I believe he put up 58 fantasy points.
58 fantasy points.
56. 56. I can't read.
Still the most.
It's Brock Grammer. I'm sorry.
Still, he could have put up 6 more because I remember they were on the goal line.
Yes, and Taysom Hill put it in.
Taysom Hill put it in. I'm like, oh, he could tie the record here and maybe break it again. So I'm like, oh, they call timeout. Kamara's going to go in. Nope, Taysom Hill goes in. So
He is going to be having to wear those Christmas Day cleats wherever he goes now.
yeah, honestly.
But they're still in the hunt for the number 1 seed.
Yep.
They did clinch the division with that win, so they, of course, I'm sure they want to be playing in the nice warm area of New Orleans in the Dome
Yeah.
instead of the frozen tundra at Lambeau Field for the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. And yeah, everyone wants that home advantage. But we're going to move into the NHL. Some NHL news. We know it's probably going to start up in January, mid-January, maybe the later end of January. The NHL is going to start up again. But the provincial leaders are pushing back with the NHL protocols with return to play. Like, I know they want to get the Canadian divisions in there, and that's going to be tough to do. They're saying with Montreal, Toronto, and Quebec. And I kept seeing that they maybe wanted to put some Canadian teams in the U.S. in cities like Kansas City, Milwaukee, and those teams that don't have NHL teams, just to sit there because they have an NBA facility, so they can easily convert it into NHL arenas. What do you think the plan is going to be for the NHL?
Well, it's like provincial or Bonnie Henry, like everyone knows who Bonnie Henry is if you're from Canada, the PC Minister of Health or BC Minister of Health. Ontario's and Quebec's provincial leaders are very hesitant on the NHL's protocol plan. But the NHL's pretty adamant on having a Canadian division. And I honestly, I'm sure a lot of hockey fans will be loving to see that every time. And that's supposed to start off the season, right? The 13th is a Montreal-Toronto game, right? So I think
exactly.
It's going to be really hard to try to realign the rest of the teams into try to form some other semblance of a division. So I think the NHL's got to do whatever they have to do to get a Canadian division to happen. And with this division happening, this guarantees that one Canadian team will be making the Final Four.
It guarantees it.
Guaranteed.
Gee, so that's a one.
So I think how the breakdown is going to work is that besides the Canadian division, there are 8 teams in each one, and then the top 4 will be making the playoffs, and then it'll be 1, 4, 2, 3, and then the finals of each division, and then I'm assuming there's going to be a bubble for the semifinals and the cup final.
And why wouldn't they just do the bubble the whole season in Edmonton in Toronto when it was so successful in the summer?
I don't think you can put players in the bubble for 6 months.
I think you could when you're getting paid millions of dollars, in my opinion.
I wouldn't be playing.
I know. A lot of players would refuse to play.
I would opt out.
Yeah.
Because you're not
it's tough.
Baseball didn't do it. NBA is not doing it. So I think the NFL isn't doing it. Like I don't think you can reasonably ask a player to drop everything for 6 months and go and do nothing except play hockey.
Exactly. They would lose their minds more or less.
And you already saw what it was like for the players in the bubble for 2 months.
Yeah.
And
they couldn't see their families and everything.
Exactly. So that'd be tough to see how the Raptors just dropped everything and moved to Tampa and see what they have to deal with is pretty ridiculous. Like your practice court is in a ballroom. It's kind of crazy.
Sorry. You kind of just.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The way that they have to adapt to play the way they want to and play successful is just going to be hard because you don't have a nice practice court like you did in Toronto.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have like the nice amenities and you're living in a hotel room, right? So you're kind of forced to do a basketball 24/7, 365. Cut out again. You go ahead. I'm just going to you go into the NHL still with Kovalchuk.
Yeah, Kovalchuk, he's not going to be returning the NHL next season. Can't remember exactly where he signed which team, but he's back in the KHL for 2 more years. I think this kind of like last week, we kind of heard rumors that his stint in the NHL was kind of over, and it is now. It's confirmed, so he won't be returning. Another person who won't be playing, a big name, is Nikita Kucherov. He'll be missing the whole entire season of 2021 due to hip surgery. I know that's a big loss for Tampa Bay, but does that mean that they have some more cap space that they can sign some people?
Yeah, very much needed cap space. So you can throw Kucherov's 9-point-something salary on the long-term IR, so it does not count towards the cap, and that saves Mr. Julien Brisebois a lot of headaches.
Yeah,
it does. And
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
I don't think
there's
been any news about it.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Keep your eyes.
I don't know what's going to happen with Steven Stamkos. Yeah, and then the Lightning signed Anthony Cirelli to a 3-year contract with $14.4 million, so 4.8 annually. So that's a good signing. I think he's
one
a good
of the most
depth forward
underrated
for them.
players in the league, Anthony Cirelli.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
100%.
I think he's
And we
getting
know
paid
this.
less
We
than what he should be getting.
really, you think he should be deserving more?
5 million at least. He does everything for that team.
Really?
Penalty kill, power play. You need a face off, throw in Sorelli.
Yeah.
Absolute. He's
And
a
you hear
machine.
his name all the time. You can hear the commentators all the time talking about Sorelli. He's all over the place. So I agree. He's like a Swiss Army knife for that team.
He's an absolute machine. And next to Malcolm's favorite sport in the world to be talking about, it's soccer. The Premier League table after today, which is
I
Boxing
like playing
Day.
it.
Liverpool still stand upon the table with 31 points, with a ton of injuries to be dealing with there. You know, Virgil van Dijk's out for the season.
Really?
One of the best young center backs
Uh,
in all of football right now, Joe Gomez, is out. You dealt a ton. Like Diego Jota is having an unbelievable season. That's because a lot of injuries are forcing him out. Trent has been out with some injuries. Andrew Robertson's been out with injury. Like all your studs on Liverpool,
Jeez.
they've been hurt with something, and they're still first. Leicester City remains second at 28 points, and right behind them, Manchester United at 27. Those two teams drew this morning 2-2. Everton, a very surprising, I would say, surprising team to be fourth in the table, which is making Champions League at 26 points. Remember James Rodriguez at the 2014 World Cup? James Rodriguez?
Yeah. Yeah.
He is on this team, so he's having a great
Really?
season off of Real Madrid, so he can finally play the game he wants to be playing rather than Zidane slapping him on the rump every time to get himself going.
Yeah.
And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a great English sensation, has been playing very good football. Alain, a good Brazilian center midfielder. It's a good team. It's a good team. And I want to say his last game is Holtgate, another good young English center back. A lot of up-and-coming teams on Everton. And fifth, one spot behind everybody, Aston Villa, Chelsea, and Spurs all at 25, and Manchester City at 23. But that's going to change in a few minutes because they're throttling Aston Villa right now.
Really? What's the score?
It was 3-1.
Oh, damn.
But the biggest sore thumb that sticks out in the Premier League table is 14th place, and that is the Arsenal Gunners.
Mm-hmm.
They have been having a rough go of things. I think they've scored a grand total of 5 goals the whole season.
Did they actually win? Did they actually win today?
They've got their first win since November the 1st today.
Oh, man.
With a 3-1 win over Chelsea. So, not the easiest of competition in the world.
You know on ESPN how you have those streaks, like you can do the streak things. I picked Chelsea to win. I'm like, Chelsea's definitely gonna be, and they lost. I'm on a losing 4 now. I thought I was gonna break my streak, but no, I was going to break it. Damn.
But yeah, they're really, I would say, concerningly close to relegation because top 20, the bottom 3 teams of the 23-man league will be relegated to the championship. So if Arsenal is dangerously close, so I think if they get relegated, oh boy, we're gonna hear, yeah,
that's something.
That's something. And then Lionel Messi has broken Pele's goal scoring record for most goals with one team, with just a modest 644.
And he's been on I can't believe he's just stayed with Barcelona for this.
Who knows for how long though? Because all the rumblings that happened in the summer.
Yeah.
Oh, no Jadon Sancho. I apologize. No Jadon Sancho talk today.
No Sancho. Well, we did kind of just mention him by saying we don't have anything to talk about him.
Yeah. I love him. Love that guy. But yeah, Lionel Messi's been on that team since 2005 as a 16-year-old. So
that's crazy.
He's been unbelievable. And when he did break this record, it was the 8-year anniversary of when he broke the record for most goals scored in a calendar year.
Really?
Same day, December 22nd, I want to say. That's when it was.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, he stays winning. Lionel Messi, he's right up there with Ronaldo. Who's better, Messi or Ronaldo?
I'm always saying Ronaldo here. I think Ronaldo's, and you can argue for both. They're very. I wouldn't get upset if someone said Messi is their best. I get upset more when someone say Michael Jordan's the best basketball player of all time when it's LeBron James. But soccer-wise, I think Messi and Ronaldo are the two up there that they're just so. They're two different positions, so you kind of have to, like, Messi's a better passer. I think Ronaldo is just that guy. He's in the box. He's going to score those goals. So I don't know. You can debate both.
The way that I'm going to look at it, like how I look at it, is that it's international success because, you can, it's really hard to pinpoint who's better for their club, because they both have the same success. But Ronaldo's got the Euro Championship on his belt, right? And what does Lionel Messi have to his name?
Yeah, not much.
It's not like Portugal's got a whole lot. Like that 2016 team, don't get me wrong, had some good players, but it's when you look at Argentina, you have Sergio Aguero, Angel Di Maria, you have Paulo Dybala. really, really good players.
Amazing players.
Right. And like you have like Portugal now has got João Felix, who was not there in 2016. I think he was what? How old were we? We were 16. So
Yeah,
he was
16.
like 17, 16 years old too. He was just a young kid.
Jeez.
So he's gonna be the focal point for Portugal after Ronaldo gets old and retires. But these two, I wish these two teams will somehow play each other in the World Cup.
I would love for that to
2022.
happen. That would be amazing. I think every soccer fan in the world would love
Because
Portugal.
really, this
Argentina.
could probably be the last World Cup you're going to be seeing Leo Messi and Ronaldo would be playing in.
That's fact. That's
because
100%.
they're no spring chickens.
Yeah, that's true.
But
They're getting
yeah,
old.
that will end the weekly recap for today. We're going to be back this week with a special guest, Mateus Lovera, for the top sports moments of 2020 on New Year's Eve. So stay tuned for that. And you know what,
wait.
Malcolm? Stay tuned for 2021
Yeah,
because there are some huge things coming from the side of Pure Finesse.
100%. Everyone should stay tuned.
Yes, dream about that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So until New Year's Eve,